InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. Welcome to the Daily Snippet. It's August 31st, 2021. I can hardly believe it. Holistic Sha'Medium and subtle energy surgeon here, Tonya D. Is anyone else feel like they are threading through time and space? I'm going to actually be a guest on Walk the Talk with Tavia Avelia next week as of the current moment. I'm not sure what we're going to muse about, but I will absolutely, definitely keep you posted. And for those of you that are new to my channel, please subscribe and ring the bell for that extra juiciness. Hit the like button. It helps other like-minded people find me through that algorithm. And I see the world is actually on its side, or I should say the earth. It's like she is beside herself. People reach out to me for a variety of things. No disclosure there, however. So if you feel like you are crazy, not sure what is going on inside, around, or outside of yourself, absolutely visit my Musing corridor. It's in my club, actually. I house all my online courses, my programs, and they're all designed to take you in and actually assist you, grow you, so ultimately you become the being that you are actually meant to be. Discourse, challenges, problematic symptoms, dis-ease, it really all depends what I see in the sea of life for what I would recommend. I had some other worldly intuitive dream visions, but the energy brings us to a day of the pursuit, the key to that door. We all have a skill to lead ourselves. You might feel or have felt like you are in a pressure cooker in a way. It's time. You're on your own throne. You're on your driver's seat. You're a seat of your inner authority, your leadership, your responsibilities, and all the other ancient wisdom that actually comes in with it. Self-leadership, the ability to really lead yourself and, climb into your skin. But before we go into the fortress of that cosmic realm, I want to look into the elements of the day. We have a Yin Metal Day Master, so there's still lots of metal. However, the one on the month is like sibling rivalry, siblings that fight. They're in adversity. The pig on the branch is actually water, and water to metal is kind of performance energy, what this person does. This would be a mate that performs or, performs for their mate, their companion. Yang fire to a Yin Metal Day Master is actually soothing. The metal's already refined. There isn't much fire to spark it, to melt it down. I really don't look at the hour, but I guess I could actually start throwing that in. But it's a balance between this yin and yang energy today. There's only one fire, wood to feed the fire. It's hidden in the stem of the pig. I would say fire elements, to ground into today. Go to a star, the galaxy, see with your third eye into the Milky Way, or, build a small kind of endearing fire. And really take note of what no longer is serving you and burn it in those fires. And take another note and add it to the rain in what you deserve, what does serve you, Metal is sharp, it's focused, it's business-like. So you might feel the illusion of being kind of out of time. It's kind of the energy of the day. It's just like a drug with side effects. So you kind of want to ask, how do you feel about any decision that comes to the forefront in or during the day? Feelings are the first in the triangle of spirit, the first language, really, facial expressions. What we see tells us more than what comes out of our verbal tongue, or what we utter. So there's healthy ways to connect to our emotional field through meditation, exercise, chanting, taking a walk, going on a hike, yoga. So by climbing in your skin this way, you are grounding your emotional channel. You're getting clear about something or having some clarity, finding your peace. Then the harshness of all that metal energy isn't pushed or rushed. You can actually make more of an executive decision, I guess. And you can rely on your emotional channel to verify, just investing in our emotional field and grounding our feelings. There's a huge payoff there. And what is the essence, So the essence, or first on the list, just determine, like, what ingredient of yourself have you elected that you no longer wish to be over the last year or so, maybe, or, even longer. Have you left the house? Did you sit on the soapbox? Did you watch TV? So today is a day where you no longer wish that to be. It's this unelected ingredient that you are no longer adding to your cosmic soup. Then, what do you elect in the moment to moment to fill in or replace who or what ingredient you're unelecting, like you're removing? So, the opposing force to the TV would to be adding personal motivation or innovation to really get you off the couch and serve yourself, some movement motivator. And then, in what aisle do you want to go down that points to a future, the path that you want to elect and go ahead of yourself, the future of what is to come? An option of what you want to pursue, it could be at length, it's past the end zone of the field. And my wish for you is that in the next 6 months, it actually comes into fruition. You can adjust or even modify your cosmic soup bowl through to the end of actually the season of Virgo. And nothing is at a standstill. Nature is never at a standstill. A fire, down to the core of a coal is still burning. It's soothing, right? So as you look into your ingredients and map them out, what flavor gets to stay? What character gets to stay? What flavor is actually in the rear view mirror? What comes in its place, and what in the sea of life is coming into your future. So it's like looking at your future self from the sea of life that you're actually in now, the old skin, the new skin, and our future skin of being what we are being. So, you really want to escalate your emotional field, make a conscious effort of what emotional patterns are actually ready to heal. There's a disruption in the force. And then decide on how or what you intend to nurture your feelings into. And weave your feelings, not just your ideas or your thoughts, into what actually fits by your own personal design, the being that you are ultimately and truly becoming or meant to be. So these entanglements are changing. How you treat yourself is shifting for our inner beingness into the next year. We can always revisit and recalibrate them. But today is kind of a day to look into that skin, that light of what's no longer serving you. And, take many emotional notes, like many, small, not many, a lot. And when you do this, our habits actually get redefined, our ingredients, we get a new taste, a new flavor, a new essence. So how do you feel in your God channel, in your heart? That's the essence where you might need to treat yourself differently. And go ahead and meditate on the variety of choices. Tune into the station of your feelings, your intuitive self. Have a corridor or a collaboration of those two voices, what you feel and what you're being intuitively guided to feel or maybe not to feel. And sit with what needs to shift or change. Have an intention and also confirm those intentions. It's like pulling weeds in a garden, really. Fully, through our emotional field, our feelings. So if something feels off in your hyper awareness, in your gate, give it space and give it time. You can revisit it later. And then when the dust is settled of those feelings, sometimes we actually have to sit with them for more than a day. Myself, as a reflector, I sit with things for a full lunar cycle and then revisit them. It's actually pretty interesting, I must say, but it's just a recalibration that I have to go through. So if you feel called really to wait an entire lunar cycle like I do, to commit to something, really let me know how that went for you. I'm super curious. Just sit with it for like 30 days and then notice if you want to act on it or not. If it's the right feeling, you get you're going to get that it's right. So tune into the feelings of what's coming in. You know, babies aren't made in a day. The ark sailed for 40 days. So really allow time to take space, and then add another 15 days where you can revisit and revision it. Come back to what might need to be actually revisited. It's really, it's like being the calm in the storm by being centered in our emotions and even noticing what emotions can flip their switch without affecting your inner peace, your heart's space. Our third eye is actually online today. So visions might be intense, indigo, navy, galactic blue. You know, that's the essence of, I see it like the night sky, the galactic blue, where it almost appears black, that it is so blue. The seed sound of the day for the element of fire is ha, but use the heat in your voice. And for the third eye, you know, that's our intuitive beacon, or one of our intuitive beacon centers. It has this ancient wisdom. You can bring in the Om sound. I sense it brings the inner and the outer alignment of all of the energetic centers, getting that channel flowing. You can breathe into your third eye and Om, and just, you know, have it see peripherally around you, like in a 360, all the awarenesses. Azrael's actually online today. That's whom God helps. It's the angel of death, but this angelic being brings the end to all of the things. You can call him in to remove what no longer is serving you. It might even be that the energetic debris, the hiccups, that, you know, they're clinging to your emotional field of this unseen, a past relationship. So it's kind of time to shed the old and bring in the new. How others see us is actually a reflection of them, and also vice versa. He's the archangel whose role is to be supportive, our support system, in assisting with these transformational changes and also with transitioning. So I would call him in for grieving, acceptance, adjustments, all the stages of life, changes in the body, changes in the soul, in the mind, relationships, career, you know. And also, of course, you know, he's our personal Transcendence Day archangel. So he assists in developing our gifts of mediumship. If you're curious or interested in a career of house cleaning, escorting earthbound spirits away, he's kind of like the Ghostbuster aid. So I would call him in if you had any of those things happening in your environment, in your village. The card of the day, which was actually pretty curious. It might feel like we are on, we're in a restricted kind of energetic field, but feelings flow like a river, like a wave in an ocean. They spin, they in and out. So just feel into the frequency and kind of muse about your emotions, whether it's an emotional debris, you have an energetic hiccup. The moon's actually at the end degrees of Gemini. I'm going to text my son and see how his thoughts are. His moon is actually at the same degree at this very moment, filling into what he believes to be true, and then his mind actually takes over. So he's like, he can tell when someone is off. It's pretty curious and also interesting. As a reflector, I watch him. He's connected to his moon. It's like a hyper mind gate through the channel of, if he believes the story and the feeling that he gets, he's figured out how to merge those two. So it's in the sign of Gemini. It's in the degree of the Gemini mind. So it's being master mindful. But the card, the abundance card for my consciousness deck, it's serious initiation. The Syrians have this deep connection with humanity. They're generally known as the master genetics. They help actually structure our DNA, our codes, our light codes, and they evolved both the mental and the emotional balance, the frequency to balance the two, easily seeing like the bigger picture, the broader scope, a higher perspective. They really don't lose their equilibrium from emotional turbulence. They're staying in alignment. They create a long-term kind of mind, being mental clarity. They present, the moment to moment. They're in the present. So it's actually just a catalyst of new creation. So this actually soothes our heart flow into a deeper understanding, the depth of building upon layers and layers and layers of what the Lyrians actually brought into the forefront. The suit of card is actually about the initiation, because the Syrians, they had a focus towards change and actually progress in the change, the evolvement of it. They assist in this evolution by initiating, it's the initiation, right, of both mental and emotional balance. And this maintains the focus. So it's like your third eye is this beacon to focus in on our authentic potential. So that's actually, it's birthing through us. It's opening our core of wisdom, the ancient wisdom that evolves as we begin using, universal laws of creation. That's the channel I subscribe to, is like the subscription to the God channel instead of the channel or the laws of man. And what's curious is the light language of this card is actually assisting us to release our fears and also the resistance to enjoy, all of the goodie and the goodness, the abundance of life. It's also helping us to transform from within our beingness so that a joyful life becomes our foundation on the outside. So it's really kind of a reminder that our life is meant to be in joy or enjoyed. And the Syrians actually understood this ebb and flow of abundance. It's just a natural pattern of renewal and growth. So, it really is a time to welcome your abundance. We're in the season of the harvest, so it's time to be grateful and be compassionate by first being at ease with what life has in it for the now, in the current moment, that thread, and find our inner peace in our day-to-day interactions and appreciate each and every experience. Even a perspective that brings benefits to a challenge or a discourse. We all deserve the life of our dreams. When we are happy, we share our joy, we share our light, we share our love with those around us in our garden, in our village. So this is how the world actually will authentically improve. It's like one empowered human at a time. When we feel good with where we are, even if it isn't perfect, we are opening to receive better and better from this openness, this oneness, where we get inspired to seek our own inner improvement through different actions. So our work actually begins with our inner emotional and mental release. So it's like releasing the emotions of blame, shame, resentment, regret on the inside, mental release of those thoughts that they're strong, they become strongholds, mental strongholds or emotional strongholds. Just releasing those things that make us feel hopeless or we have worry, resentment, etc. And just know in your core that you're worthy just because you are who you are. You are your own personal beacon of light. Be well with what is right now because it's actually leading to improvement of our inner self. And just focus your emotional and your mental aspects on the journey towards being more appreciative and being more empowered by just being patient and allowing the hows and the winds to kind of form easily and also in the joy. So there's more joy molecules, more joy bubbles. Some affirmations, I am constantly growing towards more abundance. Whatever that looks like for you, abundance comes in a variety of ways. And being, like I am in collaboration with my feelings and tuning into that narrative today of spirit. So it's like spirit, intuition, animal totems, and whatnot are having a conversation with our feelings. And be mindful of what no longer is of service to your inner self. I have been stepping away from all the things I used to be. The career things are shifting. So it's kind of curious. It's time to be whom I came to be. And I wish that for you too. May your dreams come to light, and more importantly, may they all come true. InShalla and Ashe, thanks for hopping on today. Be that beacon of light and commit to that narrative of who you authentically came to be. Blessings.